Imagine a simple behavioral experiment. You decide to stop reaching out first, just to see who in your life actually initiates contact. The result arrives with a jarring clarity. The screen remains dark. Days turn into weeks, and the digital silence becomes absolute. Guilt usually follows this silence. You start to feel petty, or you worry that you've become a cold person for letting go of the rope. This self-judgment clashes with your history. You were the group's glue, the one who managed every crisis, tracked every birthday, and provided the effort that kept these relationships alive. Stepping back from a connection that requires forced labor is a significant shift in behavior. It marks the end of a performance you can no longer sustain. A silent phone provides a unique type of data. It suggests that beneath the guilt, your mind is attempting to solve a problem your conscious self hasn't fully acknowledged yet. The human nervous system prioritizes energy conservation above almost everything else. It functions as a biological survival machine, constantly auditing where your resources go. This ledger shows how the brain calculates relationship viability. One side shows a massive output of empathy and effort, the other, negligible incoming support. When input hits zero, the brain registers a severe resource deficit, tracking your unreciprocated sacrifices. To survive this deficit, the brain heightens its pattern recognition. It becomes incredibly sensitive to the subtle cues of emotional unavailability. You begin to see through standard social scripts. A phrase like, "I've been so busy," is no longer a valid excuse. Your brain now reads it as a clear signal of low prioritization. Your nervous system eventually enforces social withdrawal. It activates a biological mandate to stop the hemorrhage of emotional energy into connections that offer no return. To understand why you tolerated this deficit for so long, we have to look at where the pattern was first established. Children raised in environments where care was inconsistent or conditional learn a harsh lesson early on. They come to believe their emotional needs are an inconvenience to the people they depend on. This childhood blueprint creates a loop. You overfunction to earn temporary safety, believing connection requires constant, one-sided labor. Your adult nervous system applies this obsolete blueprint to modern relationships, repeating the overextending cycle until hitting a wall of total exhaustion. There is a strange safety in the silence. For a person with this blueprint, the predictable quiet of a silent phone is less taxing than the high-stakes anxiety of an unpredictable connection. Withdrawing allows the brain to take complete control of the exit. It is the ultimate strategy to preempt abandonment by leaving before you are left. People who lose access to you might say you've become bitter. They see your silence and assume you've built walls to keep the entire world away. This comparison shows the difference between a trauma response and a healthy boundary. While a wall is impermeable and defensive, a healthy boundary acts as a selective filter. It allows you to decide who earns the right to pass through. Choosing to let the phone remain silent is an emotional audit. You are clearing the space of connections that only existed because you were doing the work for both people. Intentional isolation provides a psychological baseline. In this quiet space, your nervous system finally finds the safety required to rest and reset after years of overfunctioning. Refusing to participate in a one-sided dynamic is an act of self-preservation. It indicates that you are finally ready to wait for connections that are actually reciprocal. If you've ever stopped texting first as an experiment, how long did it take for the silence to set in, and did anyone eventually reach out? Drop your experience in the comments. This is a safe space. If this perspective helped you make sense of your own habits, subscribe and join the channel.